àṣọ nínú igbó àgbàdo inú ṣàgò ó kọjá jíjẹba rí ẹ kò lè ṣeé ṣe. ẹni tó sọ wípé àfohùn ẹkùn kìnìún ìjọhùn ni kò jẹ́ kó dáadé bàbá àfolówà fènìyàn tó tọkọmọ ẹ̀dá mi àwí ẹni bá ń gbéraga ìrẹsílẹ̀ ní lójú olúwa ẹni bá ń rẹra ẹ̀ sílẹ̀ tólúwa mi àgbéga ó ti wọ́n ṣe.
On Osrc News at 7, Ondo State Government harps on regular payment of business premises levy for improved socio-economic development. Sultan announces dates for Eid al-Kabir following confirmation of Zul-Hijjah Crescent. Following surge in terror attacks, traditionalists invoke ancestral power for protection of Akure. And on the foreign scene, for the first time in post-Cold War era, NATO labels Russia as enemy threat. Thank you very much for joining us on the news tonight. I am Oyewumi Ayinigbara. The Ondo State government has urged traders in Ondo State to pay off their business premises levy for the year 2022. The Commissioner for Ministry of Commerce, Industry and Cooperative Services, Mrs. Lola Fagbemi, gave the charge during a flag-off of a sensitization visits to business places in Akure, the Ondo State capital. Our reporter Joy Pius has details.
The Commissioner, Ministry of Commerce, Industries and Cooperative Services, Mrs. Lola Fagbemi, led staff of the ministry on a sensitization tour to businesses' outfits in Akure, the Ondo State capital. Mrs. Fagbemi, while sensitizing the business owners, stressed the need for payment of the business premises dues directly to the government's coffer promptly and avoid payment through intermediaries, adding that Governor Oluwarotimi Akeredolu has been able to deliver a lot of electoral promises through internally generated revenue.
We've met some people that told us that they belong to one association or the other, and we told them that we are dealing with individuals, not with association, because according to the law, there are some stipulated amount to be paid by each shop owner, depending on the category of business premises that they have.
The Commissioner, while noting that the ministry is a revenue-generating ministry, said enforcement will begin for erring members of the public who fail to heed to directive.
We've seen so many of them that have not paid for year 2022, and we've encouraged them to pay. After this monitoring exercise, what we follow is full-scale enforcement for them to be able to pay. And what does enforcement entail? It may entail locking up their shops and ensuring that those shops are not opened until they do the needful.
Some of the business owners who have complied with the directive encouraged others to do so to aid free flow of their businesses.
We don't have to bother about government coming to lock up the place or anything. Yes, we pay to the bank. For peace of mind, they should pay whatever bills they're supposed to pay to the government, so they can run their business smoothly.
I have already collected my ticket, so I'm now free.
The sensitization tour is expected to be implemented in the 18 local government areas of the state. Joy Pius, Osrc News.
National Bureau of Statistics, in collaboration with World Bank, has commenced training of enumerators ahead National Agriculture Sample Census for 2022 in Ondo State. Statistician General in Ondo State, Wole Agumbiade, maintained that the information gathered at the end of the exercise would assist government in planning for adequate implementation of its policy. Omorion Lahungbeji reports that the event, which was declared open by the State Commissioner for Economic Planning and Budget, Emmanuel Igbason, will train 72 participants for the next 4 days.
Long before the discovery of crude oil in Nigeria, agriculture has been the main economic booster, hence the need for critical evaluation in the sector to address the issue of food security in the country. Ondo State Statistician General Wole Agumbiade will further provide information about agricultural status of the state for necessary planning and policy making.
The exercise is to collect data on agriculture all over the state. This program is being done in all the 36 states and the federal capital simultaneously.
State Officer, Nigeria Bureau of Statistics, Winga Oluwoyeye stated that the agency is anchoring the implementation of the project, saying the 72 participants would be distributed to the 18 local government areas of the state.
We have 4 indicators for interviews per local government, and each team will be divided into 2, and the listing will last for 50 days.
The State Director, National Orientation Agency, Layo Adifolalu, promised the agency's readiness to support the project so as to achieve the desired result.
We are all on ground in all the 18 local governments of Ondo State. So to employ the trainers, people that are going to do the administration, that when you get to where you are going to collect data, please do the right thing, be truthful. Don't let there be errors. Give the right data. Don't assume. Go there and see things for yourself.
Declaring the event opened, Commissioner for Economic Planning and Budget, Emmanuel Igbason, lauded the initiative, saying it is paramount to Ondo State development trajectory of the present administration.
For this administration, we intend to take agriculture from the subsistence farming to entrepreneurship level, in which we do not do the subsistence level. So when the structure, disaggregating it, and having timely and relevant data will ultimately enable us to have evidence-based planning and to plan for our people.
The implementation of this project is sponsored by the World Bank through the Fiscal Governance and Institution Project. Omorion Lahungbeji, Osrc News.
The House of Representatives has resolved to set up an ad hoc committee to investigate the petroleum product subsidy regime from 2017 to 2021. The resolution followed a motion by Honorable Sagios Ogun, who stated that the component costs in the petroleum product subsidy value chain claimed by the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation (NNPC) is highly overbloated, while the transfer pump price per litre used by the NNPC is in relation to Petroleum Pipeline Marketing Company (PPMC) is underquoted. The lawmaker described this as fraudulent, while also expressing worry that the subsidy regime has been used by the NNPC and other critical stakeholders to subvert the nation's crude oil revenue to the tune of over $10 billion. The committee is to report back to the House within 8 weeks for further legislative action. And the federal government has approved a new revenue boost scheme aiming to annually generate 3.8 trillion naira and 160 billion naira from non-oil and oil ventures respectively. The Senior Special Assistant to the Vice President on Media and Publicity, Laulu Akonde, disclosed this to the State House correspondent after the Federal Executive Council meeting presided over by Vice President Yemi Oshibajo. Akonde, who briefed on behalf of the Minister for Finance, Budget and National Planning, Zainab Ahmed, said the significant progress that has been made in this initiative includes the raising of the VAT from 5% to 7.5% and other measures since 2019. A non-governmental organization, Exemplar Friends Club International EFCI, has presented scholarship awards to 14 secondary school students in Akure North and South local government areas of the state. Presenting the scholarship awards at Oyemekun Grammar School, Akure, President of the club, Dr. Olajide Animashaun, said the educational support is one of the club's cardinal programs to complement government effort in the education sector. Osrc's Richard Ilisome reports that the gesture adds to the club's records of community development.
Beneficiaries of the scholarship awards were selected from Anglican Grammar School, Ijoita Ogbolu, Oyemekun Grammar School, Akure Secondary Commercial, Fewashaye Girls Grammar School, Ijapo High School, among others. President of the club, Olajide Animashaun, said the motive is to touch lives and give hope to the hopeless whose educational dreams may be dashed for lack of funds. Animashaun spoke through the club's General Secretary, Akinola Motayo, explained that members of the club are complementing government's efforts in raising Nigeria's future leaders.
It is also understandable that the ability or accessibility may be lacking for some families to support their children's education. Our eyes and mind go towards such families. It is hope that our little effort will touch such families and put smiles on their faces.
While highlighting the club's community development projects to include yearly scholarship for students, orphanage outreach, health screening program, among others, Animashaun said the gesture will be extended to students in Okitipupa, Laramoki, and Ute, Nose local government area.
We believe that this is an opportunity for us to give back to the society, then to complement the effort of the government, because we believe that government cannot do everything. So we sat down as in our club that let us contribute to the well-being of our people and of our community. That's why we started this program.
The Vice Principal for Yemekun Grammar School, Mrs. Jumoke Bamidele, commended the NGO for its show of love, saying the move will support the beneficiaries to be the best.
To them it is little, but I know to these parents it is much to them. Some of them, out of pain, even to send their children to school was very difficult. So even this money will relieve them of some of these problems.
Some of the students, their parents and teachers, who described the gesture as laudable, appreciated the exemplar Friends Club International for coming to their aid, especially at a time that the harsh economic realities in the country are eating hard on them.
At this time of hardship and extreme poverty, you have deemed it fit at least to put smiles on the faces of our youth.
We teachers know what they are facing in the street. Many of them, they don't have textbooks. Even feeding at times, many of us, we give money to them for feeding.
I see it as a great opportunity to some less privileged.
And I thank the exemplary Friends Club International for the great privilege given to my daughter.
The exemplar Friends Club International had last year carried out free health screening in the metropolis to enable residents to know their health status and to promote a healthy society, among other programs with direct impact on the less privileged. Richard Ilisome, Osrc News.
The Edo State government has shut down the state-owned newspaper Nigeria Observer. According to a statement by the Secretary to the state government, Osarc Oge, the closure is in line with the reforms of the state-owned media organizations. He added that the outfits will be shut for a period of 1 month, during which the reorganization, rebranding and relaunching of the media establishment will be perfected, while directing all staff of the publication outfit to report at the State Ministry of Communication and Orientation. The statement assured readers that a better and improved newspaper will return to the stand shortly. Some residents today escaped death by whiskers in Akure, Ondo State capital, when a building partially collapsed at the Araromi area of the metropolis. A part of the already weak building went down, but no casualty was recorded. A close check on the building showed it was built a long time ago and some of its materials were already too weak to carry the structure. This woman, Mrs. Chika Imoru, whose container is directly beside the structure, said she escaped miraculously while other shop owners in the building were lucky to be away when the incident happened.
I was inside the shop with a woman with a baby inside the shop this morning. So I went to buy pure water. The woman was still inside the shop. So when I come from here, I went to buy pure water. So my neighbor now told me that you come and see that the wall is now shifting north. I say okay. When I look, I see that the wall is already breaking. So I now get that woman with baby that they should go opposite. That is the second be opposite to go and stay there. And that's okay. She obeyed me. The other POS was inside my shop again. So already me with my neighbor we was studying outside. So from there, so I see that the place is now tearing. So my spirit now told me to tell that girl to move out of my shop. So I have to call the guy, tell the guy to run. So I said, Joy, run. So the girl now run out. Now as he just run out, the building just collapse.
Office mi ló wà lókè yẹn, office mi àtàbúrò mi ló wà lókè. O nǹkan bàjẹ́ ń bẹ̀ o, nǹkan bàjẹ́ gan gidi ń bẹ̀ o. Tẹ́yìn náà nǹkan bá wù bẹ́ẹ̀ ni pé nǹkan bàjẹ́ ń bẹ̀ gan gidi. Bí oṣù kan tí mo ti wá sí ìrẹ̀lá, rárá kò fún àmì sáà tọ́.
Stated the need for relevant government agency to come Akure and other parts of the state for defective structures for demolition to prevent disasters that could claim lives. You're still watching Osrc News at 7 after the break. Following surge in terror attacks, traditionalists invoke ancestral power for protection of Akure. Details shortly.
Times 10. Get a Glow SIM today and enjoy 1,000 Naira sign-on bonus for voice and data. All new and existing Glow subscribers also get 10 times the value of their every recharge, plus up to double their data recharge as bonus. All Glow subscribers also get up to free 20,000 Naira bonus for voice and data.
To have you back. You can watch us live on our website www.osrc.ng or follow us on Facebook, Osrc TV Ondo, and on YouTube you can subscribe to our channel, Osrc TV Ondo. The President of the Nigerian Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs and Sultan of Sokoto, Muhammad Saad Abubakar III, has confirmed the sighting of crescent for the month of Dhul Hijjah. It therefore declares Thursday, 30th June today as first of Dhul Hijjah 1443 after Hijrah. Consequently, Eid al-Kabir will be celebrated on Saturday, 9th July 2022, while Arafat will be on Friday, 8th July 2022. The Sultan hereby calls upon the Muslim Ummah to intensify effort in acts of worship during the first 10 days of the blessed month, just as they urge them to also pray for peace and stability of the country. Meanwhile, the June 5th attack in Owo may have pushed many communities in Ondo State to go traditional in protecting and defending themselves from possible attacks. Such traditional means of protection was witnessed in Akure, the Ondo State capital, when the Deji or Balade Toyimbu Aladelusi led some traditional worshippers to pray and offer sacrifice at strategic entrances to the metropolis. Let's join Osrc's Richard Elisomi, who captured the exciting traditional moment.
While returning to office from our usual news hunting on Thursday, the 30th of June, our camera lens caught some traditional worshippers at this roadblock junction in Akure, the Ondo State capital. The unusual gathering caught our attention as we stopped to observe the proceedings here and what was about to take place. Moments later, the DJ of Akure, Obalade Toyimbolade Lucy, joined the traditional worshippers. Then it dawned on us that they were here to pray for Akure land. With the prayer items laid down to appease the gods, the DJ prayed over them with the echo of a chef from the worshippers, and it was capped with the slaughtering of a sacrificial dog whose blood was sprinkled on this portion of Akure-Lesha Highway and Orita Beleokiod Road. The Lesha Awo of Akure Oluwagbenga Adebowale said the motive was to protect the city and it will be replicated at every entrance to the state capital.
Bí àwọn olùbòmí báyìí bọ́ ṣe lọ pa wọ́n ní ṣọ́ọ̀ṣì tó lọ pa wọ́n ní station a fẹ́ kí irú ẹ̀ kó ṣẹlẹ̀ ní Àkúrẹ́ orúkọ mẹ́rin tó wọ̀ lọ Àkúrẹ́ là ń dá yà lọ báyìí gbogbo olù tó wà Àkúrẹ́ pátá là ń yà lọ.
The move excited passers-by and onlookers who hailed the development.
Bó ṣe wá tó ṣàdúrà dúpẹ́ pé àdúrà wọn á gbà lágbára la ní rí ogun ìdààmú mọ́.
Ohun ìran àṣẹ̀ǹbáyé sóòkò yẹ ká gbàgbé ẹ̀ wọ́n jẹ́ kí á rántí orísun ilẹ̀ Yorùbá so tí gbogbo nǹkan yẹn bá dẹ̀ ń lọ déédéé so gbogbo nǹkan máa lọ létòlétò a lè ti torí pé ọ̀làjú dé ká máa fojú egbò ká máa fi tẹ̀lẹ̀.
For those who believe in the efficacy of these traditional means of protection, the step will go a long way in protecting Akure from any invasion as done by forefathers. Richard Lesomi, Osrc News.
The federal government has said its efforts to ensure steady power supply nationwide are being frustrated by terrorists who are vandalizing critical power infrastructure in hard-to-reach areas, especially the northeast. The damages, it said, have hindered the transmission company of Nigeria from extending power to the affected areas. The Minister of Power, Abubakar Aliyu, disclosed this to the State House correspondent while briefing on the outcome of the Federal Executive Council meeting presided over by Vice President Yemi Oshibajo at the Presidential Villa, Abuja. In September 2021, the federal government estimated the cost of vandalized transmission equipment belonging to the TCN in Maiduguri, Borno State at 1.7 billion naira. The Defense Headquarters has said troops of Operation Safe Haven in collaboration with hunters killed bandits and kidnappers in Plateau and Kaduna State. It said the bandits and kidnappers were neutralized during separate clearance operations conducted in Plateau and Kaduna State. A statement by the Director of Defense Media Operations, Major General Bernard Oyoko, said troops recovered 2 AK-47 rifles, 101 rounds of 7.6 mm special, 5 magazines, 1 motorcycle, 1 iron digger and 2 black jackets, amongst others, during the operations. And the Lagos High Court in Tafawa Balewa Square has adjourned the case of convicted kidnap kingpin Chukwudimeme Onwamadike, also known as Evans, to open his defense till July 13, 2022. Justice Kayode Ogunjobi heeded to the prayers of the defense counsel led by Maxwell Chukwuemeka, who pleaded with the court that he had filed 2 applications, a motion for change of counsel and a motion for amendment of the defendant's statement of defense. Chukwuemeka was seeking to represent the defendant. A kidnapped victim, Chief Donatus Dunu, had in 2018 filed a suit demanding the return of the sum of £223,000 he paid as ransom while in custody of Evans. In the meantime, the Osrc Magistrate Court has adjourned the trial of a former Deputy Senate President Ike Ikweremadu on charges of conspiracy and organ harvest. He faces a charge of conspiracy to arrange or facilitate the travel of another person for exploitation under the Modern Slavery Act 2015. With the adjournment, the lawmaker will remain in custody until his next court date on July 7, 2022. The embattled senator representing Enugu West Senatorial District appeared in court in London for a second time wearing a grey tracksuit and holding a Bible. Another foreign saying Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has called on NATO leaders to step up their support in shielding his country from further Russian aggression. In a passionate appeal to the security bloc following a deadly Moscow attack on a shopping mall in the city of Kremenchuk, Zelensky warned that Russia's neighbors might be any other nation tomorrow. Oladoyin Ayegbusi has the details.
The moment a missile strike hit a crowded shopping center in Kremenchuk, the new footage from a security camera about 100 meters away, the clips appeared to show a 1960 medium-range missile originally designed to attack aircraft carriers and similar area targets. The new video was shared by President Zelensky, who called the strike an active Russian state terrorism.
A Russian missile hit this location precisely, deliberately. It's clear that such were the orders given. It's clear that Russian killers received those exact coordinates for this missile. They wanted to kill as many people as possible in a peaceful city, in an ordinary shopping mall.
A power plant supplying electricity to a nearby industrial complex close to the mall also felt the impact of the attack. The pair you see reacting to the missile strike, then a second missile has hit a factory. This is the same moment. You can see the shocking waves as the debris lands on the water. Russian officials claimed they strike on a weapon depot, deteriorating ammunition, setting the shopping center on fire. Ukraine says there was no military depot on the area. On Wednesday, addressing crowds in the Vatican, Pope Francis referred to the deadly attack.
Porto ogni giorno nel cuore la cara e martoriata Ucraina.
Every day in my heart I carry dear martyred Ukraine, which continues to be flagellated by barbarous attacks like the one that hit the shopping centre in Kremenchuk. I pray that this mad war can soon end.
In Mykolaiv in southern Ukraine, several people were killed in an attack on a residential building. The mayor there says this was the work of a Russian X-55 cruise missile. Russia claimed it has destroyed a training base for foreign mercenaries near the city. President Zelensky is now urging the United Nations to visit the destroyed shopping center in Kremenchuk to establish the fact. Oladoyin Ayegbusi, Osrc News.
And now, U.S. President Joe Biden has unveiled an expanded U.S. military presence in Europe, saying NATO's legitimacy in the global arena has never been questioned as it is currently following Russia's invasion of Ukraine. NATO's leaders' historic summit in the Bavarian Alps of Germany was overshadowed by the attack on a busy shopping mall in southeast Ukraine on Monday, prompting the redesignation of Russia as an enemy threat for the first time by the military alliance since the end of the Cold War. Over now to Omoshiliola Adesoye for the rest of the story.
NATO leaders arrived at the historic summit, projecting unity and strength in the face of a new threat. NATO is rewriting its own playbook, boosting battle-ready troop numbers across its eastern flank, and with plans to vastly increase rapid reactions force number from 40,000 to 300,000 troops by 2023. Russia's deadly attack on a shopping mall in southeast Ukraine on Monday foreshadowed the summit. Until recently considered a NATO partner, Russia will for the first time since the Cold War officially be redesignated an enemy threat.
We meet in the midst of the most serious security crisis we have faced since the Second World War.
President Volodymyr Zelensky appealed as it does relentlessly at international events for more help.
І яким буде майбутнє НАТО, покаже.
He warned the leaders present at the summit that Russia's next move might be against one of them. And NATO is determined to do what it can, offering a further package of non-lethal assistance as the defensive alliance is careful not to be seen to be joining the conflict.
But we never wanted to have escalation with Russia. All we want is to live in peace in Europe. And therefore, we are making crystal clear that we are ready to defend ourselves and preparing all the structures for what we need.
The summit began on a high note after an arms and security agreement was reached, allowing Turkey to lift its objections to bids by Sweden and Finland to join the alliance. President Biden, announcing an expanded U.S. military presence in Europe, said the alliance has never been so galvanized, a major shift to a state of readiness for whatever turns Russia's aggression may yet to take. Omoshiliola Adesoye, Osrc News.
And with that, we conclude the news tonight. But before we go, a quick look at the top stories. We told you that authorities in Ondo State have urged traders and commercial ventures owners on regular payment of business premises levies to engender rapid socio-economic transformation. Following the sighting of the crescent of the 12th month of Islamic Inner Calendar, Sultan of Sokoto and leader of Muslim community has declared Saturday, July 9 as Eid al-Kabir. As a result of frightening surge in terror attacks across the country, traditional worshippers has gone spiritual, invoking ancestral deities to protect Akure and its residents. Finally, from the foreign scene, we told you that the ongoing war in Ukraine has further widened the gap between Moscow and Western powers as NATO redesignates Russia enemy threat for the first time since end of Second World War. And that's the news tonight.